Extremely proud to introduce our first keynote of the day. Mr. Ahsan Zafar Syed Saab is the CEO of Engro Energy Limited. He's on the screen in front of you now. Assalamu alaikum. Thank you for joining us today. I will do a very quick introduction and then hand over the stage to you. So Mr. Ahsan Zafar Saab is one of the leading energy limited companies in Pakistan, which is a subsidiary of Engro Corporation. As the CEO, he looks after various entities, which include Engro Powergen Kadeepur Limited, Engro Powergen Thar Limited, Sindh Engro Coal Mining Company, and Engro Energy Services Limited. Mr. Ahsan is a graduate of NED, where he studied mechanical engineering and then pursued his postgraduate degree in the USA. My introduction, whatever I will say, will do not do justice to the work that you do. So I will take this opportunity to hand over the virtual stage to you for your keynote to our audience today. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Namira and Ramla. First of all, can you hear me? Okay. So, Assalamu alaikum. My name is Ahsan Zafar Syed, and I'm the CEO of Engro Energy. It gives me immense pleasure to be invited to speak to you all today. Many congratulations to the entire team of Women in Energy for arranging Pakistan's first online job fair for the upcoming women in the STEM sector. And platforms like Women in Energy, which are established to build strong networks for women in energy, will definitely facilitate growth and career for women in Pakistan. So, first of all, we all know that half of the population of the world and that of Pakistan consist of females, which means that half of the world's potential resides with females. Now, let me spend 2 minutes in proving to you if this 50% population and 50% potential of the world, which is females, is this part a useless part? Is it as good as men? Or if it's better than men? And the answer to this is that it is better than men, and it is proven by research studies carried out over a decade. Let me give you a few examples. Boston Consulting Group, famously known as BCG, conducted a study, and they proved that the startups founded by females are yielding 78% return on equity, whereas startups done by men are yielding 31% return on equity, which means that the result of female was 2.5 times better than that of men. And what is the analysis on this study? The analysis says that the women are better in identifying problems and then coming up with creative solution for these problems, and they don't stop there. Then implementing those creative solutions and taking them till completion. That's the first example. The second example is that of McKinsey research. And that research proved that the established companies which have boards, and if there is a female on the board, then the chances of that company increase 53% of progressing in return on equity. And it's compared to that of boards without men. What is the analysis of this study? The analysis says that the females on the board are much better in terms of taking decisions. They have much better decision-taking power. And why is it? Because they are involved 24/7 in taking decision related to house management, related to childcare, and etc. And finally, there is a study carried out by Harvard Business Review, which says that the female outscored men on 17 out of 19 attributes which differentiate between an excellent leader to an ordinary leader. So it's proven fact that women perform better at work compared to men. Now, with this concept, let's move on. There is a report which says that still we have a global gender gap is around 31%, which is relying on men and women economic participation. So there is a 31% gap between this. And we need to see how we can bridge that gap. So first look at Pakistan's situation. Pakistan's situation is that in the same list, Pakistan is among the rock bottom countries, and it is perhaps at the bottom if you consider Southeast Asia, whereas the countries which are neighboring countries are performing much better than us. So we have to go a long way. Today's topic is STEM forward, and STEM, science, technology, engineering, and mathematics, relies on creativity, which is available with women. I think every woman that you come across, has this creativity, and that is the reason they go into liberal art fields and all other kinds of fields. But today, STEM needs women because there's a lot of creativity available with them. So what do we need to do now? The overall problem is a broad-based problem, and we need to have approach which is in three directions. First, we need to see what the government has to do, then what the organizations like Engro needs to do and what Engro is doing, and then what we as an individual can do. Firstly, government needs to put in place the policies which encourage empowerment of women, which encourage induction of women in the workplace, and which encourage retention of women in the workplace. And this has been done in Bangladesh. The example is there. Their GDP has increased from 11% to 15%, their manufacturing GDP, because now the entire textile workforce of Bangladesh is full of females. Just look at them, where they were and where they are now. So our government needs to take action quickly. Secondly, what is the responsibility of the organizations? Firstly, women need to be given level playing field. Women are biologically different than men. We need to understand that. We need to ensure that all such steps are taken which encourages women to stay at the workplace. For example, we need to provide them flexi timing at work, even flexi days at work. We need to arrange, if possible, pick and drop for them. We need to give them maternity leaves and paternal leaves also. We need to make sure that their return on the workplace from a career break is made possible for them. So all of these things needs to be done. In our company at Engro, we have ensured that at least out of 3 positions advertised, at least one is filled up from, with a female. We have got daycare centers available with us. We have started projects in district of Thar with the communities where women are disrupting the entire environment in a positive way. Female are driving 60-tonner trucks. We have got 70 drivers right now. And this is the biggest disruption that you can see in Pakistan. This is a job which men, sometimes avoid to do. So these are the things that we need to do. Then organizations should also try to create awareness in their male population. Give them the idea that now they need to be ready to work with the females, because our country is the 4th youngest country in the world. We have booming young population, men and women, both boys and girls, and this young population needs to be channelized. This millennial crowd wants to work in a diverse environment, and we need to create all of this. And lastly, what is the responsibility of us as an individual? I think, and I'm right now addressing all of the young women and young girls who are attending this forum today, I want to request you that when you go back home or work, you need to convince your father, your husband, your brother, your in-laws, that they need to allow you to come to work for playing your role in the economic development of Pakistan. What happens in our country is very bad. I was attending a convocation at one of the universities, and I heard the keynote speech, which mentions that 85% of the graduates in an architecture school, 85% of graduates were females. But out of those 85%, only 9% of the 85% could make to the workplace. This was their data. Most of the girls, once they graduate, they get married and they sit at home. So our parents, the culture is, even in the educated families, they only educate girls so that they can get a good rishta, and the in-laws are looking for girls who are educated so that they can get daughter-in-law who is educated, who can raise children in a very nice manner. If this is the end goal, then we cannot reach anywhere. And I would urge all of you to play your role to convince your loved ones to allow you to come to work. So with these remarks, I think, as I said, it's proven women are better than men in terms of intellectual capabilities, in terms of all other qualities, and therefore Pakistan has young women population which is there, which is right now demobilized. We need to bring them in. And with these words, I would like to open the floor for discussion to facilitate future growth of women in Pakistan in all sectors. I would like to close my remarks by congratulating each participant on this platform. And I want to wish you all a very successful journey in the energy sector now and in the years to come. Thank you so much, all of you.
Thank you so much, Ahsan Saab. These were some very profound words that you shared with the entire audience. And I really hope we can live up to the expectations that you have from the youth of Pakistan and from us.